Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the best teams for the Master League. The Master League is going to be available I think for 2 weeks straight now, and there's actually quite a lot of changes to this meta. It's mostly the meta that changed the most actually this season. So let's take a look at quite a few changes, quite a few Pokemon going to entering the meta. Quite a few of them are also very difficult to get, so yeah, let's stay tuned for some top teams here. Of course, if you want to follow the channel, feel free to do so. It is free, and we can move on to team number 1. And we're going to see one of the more difficult Pokemon to obtain for the Open Master League is going to be Keldeo. Of course, it's a guaranteed encounter, but you need to have the XL Candy for this one. And if you don't want to use your rare XL Candy on Pokemon like Keldeo, then yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult. You also need good IVs most likely. But Keldeo itself is better this season. I actually completely forgot about using this one in the Ultra League, but it would be an interesting video as well. But Keldeo has access to Low Kick, Fast Move, and has a Secret Sword. Yeah, Secret Sword is a new charge move, which is very, very strong. It's Leaf Blade clone, 70 damage for 35 energy, amazing. And then we have Awkward Jet, which is also 70 damage for 40 energy, which is also a very strong charge move. We have a very good charge move set. We have a fast move that generates energy fast now as well. And you actually have a lot of spamminess from this Pokemon. So definitely Keldeo is one of those very interesting Pokemon for the current Ultra as well as Master League meta that got buffed this season. Otherwise, we're just going to have classic backline basically of the Master League. Lunala currently the best saves up, and Zacian in the back. Nothing too crazy. Of course, we can't try to counter the Ho-Oh with our lead. I think in the 2-shield scenario should be fine with Awkward Jet as well on Keldeo. I think if you play it right, you should be able to knock out the Ho-Oh with your lead. So like in theory, I don't think there's really a big issue for this team. Biggest answer is actually Marsh Shadow, which is another Pokemon that we have to talk about as well because it got buffed quite significantly. But yeah, this is going to be it for team number 1. Keldeo, very strong Pokemon. I think that's my only Keldeo team. That would have been, like, it could have put it into quite a few more other teams as well. It's actually very, very strong. Like, I would recommend you to build it if you have a good one. I'm waiting for my shiny, but like, I'm mostly going to wait still for ages for my shiny because I'm never doing the task, so good job me. Anyway, another Pokemon that got buffed is Groudon. Groudon got buffed because it has Mudshot. And was at one point that Groudon was actually one of the strongest, if not the strongest Pokemon in the Open Master League meta, and in the meantime it got buffed with Fire Punch, which is stronger now than it was back in the day. It has Precious Blades, and now has Mudshot back again to where it was before. Funnily enough though, on the ranking system on PvPoke, Mudshot is not recommended on this Pokemon. It's Dragon Tail. But I do still think that Mudshot has quite a lot of potential on the Groudon, and honestly there are quite a lot of Pokemon I would just want to take a look at it for the Master League as well. So stay tuned for some interesting videos on this channel for the upcoming week, because I feel like in the Master League there are quite a few very interesting Pokemon to take a look at. Here's a team around the Groudon with a Mudshot. I actually would maybe recommend you to go for Kyurem Black with the fast move of Shadow Claw, but Dragon Tail has the benefit of being better against the Palkia, which would be generally also a bit of an issue for this team. Otherwise, Florges can be definitely a bit of an issue for this team, but Florges is quite rare. So, very cool team, very interesting Pokemon generally. And we can move on to team number 3. We're going to have another Mudshot user, and very similar team idea as well behind it. We're going to have, here in this case, the Landorus. The Landorus is, though, in cases a little bit better, because what you have as a benefit here is Mudshot again got buffed the way it was before, which the main reason actually Mudshot got nerfed in the first place was Landorus. Landorus was too broken with Handseer Storm and Stone Edge and Mudshot. This was the most broken Pokemon in the Master League, and now it's back again, and I will very likely make a video towards Pokemon as well, because like it is the most broken Pokemon back in the day at least, and it's back to where it was, and it has actually quite a lot of play against the current meta. As well, it does not look that great on paper. I could see that Landorus itself makes Zamazenta worth it, and make Zamazenta more common, because Zamazenta has a fast move of Ice Fang, which is going to be double super effective against Landorus. But against current meta, against Zacian, you're going to get way faster to this Handseer Storm. It's a very solid matchup for yourself. The thing is here, I think that's a 0 to 1 shield scenario that's always shown on PvPoke for the team building tool, and it doesn't showcase exactly on how strong Landorus is actually going to be. But Landorus is honestly going to be amazing. It's going to be crazy good, especially over a longer period of time if you play a battle out for a bit, because as soon as you have a bit of energy advantage there, you can sense your Storm opponents, drop the attack, and if you then swap out into a different Pokemon that's a bit better against it, you're just going to be able to kind of snowball your way out lot of matchups there, and I do think that this Pokemon itself, Landorus, is going to be very, very scary. Here's just a team, I think it's very underrated on the team building website currently. I do think it's going to be stronger when you actually play it. So yeah, Landorus, absolutely an interesting Pokemon. The thing is here though as well, for Landorus, there was always the issue that it wasn't able to get KOs with one Sensia Storm, and that's going to be the case now as well. There were some matchups actually where the other Machop was better, where Machop did a little bit more damage because they were able to farm down opponents. This is not the case anymore, but I think those matchups are less common. I think one of them was the Alga, where you needed 2 Sensia Storms because, yeah, you didn't do enough Machop damage. But yeah, we have to see how this is going to go. Definitely something for a video. Next up, and I feel like, by the way, for difficult matchups, Marshadow is nearly on everyone. Marshadow generally there's going to be teams for this Pokemon as well. It's kind of broken. But next up is going to be Garchomp. I want to take a look at this Pokemon as well. Garchomp has Twister. Twister makes everything so much stronger, like better for the Garchomp. Garchomp would also have access to Sand Tomb, which got buffed this season, which I don't think is going to be that great for the Moss League, because you rather have the immediate burst damage that you have with Earth Power, which is a legacy move here. Dragon Tail and Mudshot are both great fast moves. Dragon Tail is going to allow you to help a little bit more against Pokemon like the Palkia, which is going to be kind of cool. Palkia, you're going to be able to win in, I think, 0 and 1 shield scenario as well. I don't think it's 2 shields. 2 shields, I think it's a little bit too strong against you. But you're going to be able to one-shot kind of Palkia with a Twister and Dragon Tail, so like that's going to be fine. And just generally speaking, you're very good against the current meta, as Dragon plus Ground hits nearly everything, and the issue with the other Dragon and Ground type Pokemon Zygarde was that you were very slow and you didn't really hit hard with the moves that you had. But here Earth Power is better than Earthquake. Twister is way better than anything, basically like Outrage or whatever from the Zygarde as well. And here Dragon Tail is going to allow you to generate energy quite fast. So like just generally speaking, I think that Garchomp is going to be amazing. Lunala stays up again. It's the best stays up here, but if you don't have Lunala, you can also use Metagross. And then Kyogre in the back, we have some teams towards this Pokemon as well coming up, but also just generally Kyogre is amazing in this meta with the recent buff to Waterfall. Mewtwo got buffed. I still kind of want to just showcase it here. It's not going to be the craziest, but okay, Mewtwo finally got a bit of a buff here, as Shadow Ball and Side Strike, both of them are very strong moves anyway, so like that's going to be cool for it, especially with Shadow Ball being buffed on this Pokemon. But just generally speaking, of course, Mewtwo has like a buff to a Psycho Cut, doing a little bit more damage. It's not going to change the entire Pokemon, but it's still kind of nice. Here just a simple team with the Algon Zacian in the back, double steal. You have a fighting type answer basically in the lead here, which is kind of nice, especially with a few more fighting types entering the meta in Keldeo and Marshadow. Maybe even Annihilate. Annihilate with low kick could be interesting as well. Low kick, by the way, on Annihilate is not recommended for the Master League. Apparently its count is still recommended. Doubt it though. But yeah, we have to take a look maybe at this one as well. Marshadow. Yeah, this is kind of the Pokemon that got the biggest buff. Good access to Shadow Claw. You have Shadow Claw, Close Combat, and Ice Punch. Let's take a look real quick at the meta. Zacian, you can close combat. Palkia, you can close combat. Metagross, you can close combat, has super effective Shadow Claw. Xerneas, Shadow Claw, and Ice Punch still kind of chunks away a little bit. Then, like, the weaknesses here, like Reshiram, you hit hard with a close combat. Zekrom, you hit hard with a close combat. Kyogre, you hit hard with a close combat. Tornadus is going to be weak to Ice Punch. Yveltal is going to be weak to Ice Punch. Ho-Oh is mostly your biggest answer. Like, Ho-Oh is mostly the biggest answer to Marshadow. And this is the thing here, Marshadow has basically next to no hard answer. And you know what's great is, I actually have this Pokemon build. I have Marshadow fully built already, and so that's going to be definitely a Pokemon I want to take a look at as well. Because Marshadow is going to be one of those Pokemon that gonna benefit so much from the season update. Like Shadow Claw on this Pokemon is gonna be amazing, and it's my favorite mythical Pokemon. So I have my favorite next to Victini. So like it's a very nice Pokemon just generally to see here. I like this Pokemon a lot. I love the design. I think it's an amazing Pokemon, and eventually it might even get its signature move, which would be really cool as well. But we have to see. Alright, next up, we're going to have here the Zacian, we're going to have the Gyarados, and we're going to have the Kyogre. Like, this is kind of double water. You can use Primarina with Waterfall as well. Waterfall is going to be most likely a bit better than Primarina. Charm is still recommended, though. I feel like Waterfall makes more sense as a safe swap, Charm more in the lead, or as a closer. But here it's made to set up Kyogre for the endgame sweep. This is kind of where Gyarados is for. You have a Fairy type in the lead that's going to be good against Dragon type Pokemon. You have the Gyarados as a safe swap, which is going to be good against Dragon type Pokemon as well, thanks to Twister being added on this moveset, as well as Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath still better than Waterfall on the Gyarados, to be fair. And then, yeah, Kyogre in the back, or a Ho-Oh, which are both really kind of wanting to avoid those Dragon types. So I feel like this would be a very cool trap team, especially with Gyarados safe swap. You can use Shadow Gyarados here, you can use normal Gyarados. Honestly, I think it's a very cool team idea to try out, so definitely going to be something I'm going to look into. Team number 8. Yeah, we have some more Marshadow teams here as well. Like Lunala, Palkia, Marshadow. Like it's going to be some stuff that's just going to happen. Like that's going to be like those top meta Pokemon. Basically, the top team currently would be something like Palkia or Zacian lead, Lunala Caesar, Palkia, Zacian in the back. Like that's kind of the meta right now. Marshadow kind of goes quite easily and quite well into that one. Lunala has the benefit of kind of baiting out those Dark-type Pokemon while still having a Moonblast, but like then again, Marshadow could be the Saizup here for this team as well. I could even see that Marshadow is the better Saizup and have Lunala in the back as a closer, because they actually still hit like those Dark-type Pokemon for super effective damage with both either like the Close Combat or the Ice Punch, depending on which Dark-type you have. So like I do think that actually maybe the Lunala is the better closer for this team here, but yeah, both work fine kind of in both positions, so it depends kind of what you maybe face in the lead. This is like just, I kind of was running out of Pokemon that got buffed for the meta, but this is kind of more like a standard team idea that I would recommend you to run right now, is trying to play out the lead matchup with Lunala, use your shields if possible, and then yeah, basically align yourself with your backline. Like it's, again, as I said before, the current most common team or like core would be like those 3 Pokemon together, but if you have Lunala on the lead and you can align yourself, you can hardwall whatever is in the back, because Palkia and Zacian, as you can see here as well on the graphics, perfectly completely destroy each other's weaknesses. And like this is something that is just very broken. Like this is just a broken team here for the end. I don't really want to have it just only for buff Pokemon and not the final team. It's gonna be around Marshadow again, just a Steel type in the lead. Any of those Steel types, Palkia, Saizup, is going to allow you to bait out the Fairy type Pokemon. A lot of times you're very good against still Fairy type Pokemon with Palkia. You can even run the Fire Blast on Palkia if you want to, in order to deal with Zacian a little bit better. And then Marshadow in the back makes all a lot of sense. Like, this is all very solid teams, and that's going to be it for the Master League. There's going to be another video later on as well for the upcoming Jungle Cup, which is kind of interesting. Orbeetle got released this today as well, which is interesting, and only I think in raid, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to really do much with it. But this is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.